This is Dune Patalung, and we're here with Oscar Isaac, the lead role of Inside Llewyn Davis, for a sit-down interview at AFF 2013. First of all, I would like to say congratulations on the film and congratulations on your recent successes. I'm really glad to see you more and more on screen these days. It's awesome.
Thanks, man.
So thank you very much. My first question is that seeing the film last night, knowing about Llewyn Davis, he singer-songwriter in the '60s. Is there anything more you can tell us about him? His dreams, his goals, his desires, his fears, anything like that?
Well, first of all, he's not a songwriter. The term singer-songwriter that came, way later. He's a folk musician, so he plays old songs. He doesn't write songs. And that's it's important because people are becoming during the film people are becoming less interested in the guy that plays old folk songs. But that's what he does. He doesn't write new songs. And if people are less interested in old folk songs, these guys were more like curators or DJs. They'd find these old songs and put them together and present them. But as recordings and records became more and more popular, I have the original here. What do I need you to sing me old songs for? So that became a little bit more obsolete. But that's his authentic self. That's who he is. So what happens is when Dylan comes in and he synthesizes what the beat poets are doing with the writing, and he takes the old sound from the folk songs and he makes this new thing. And this movie takes place in that vacuum where the old hadn't quite died out yet and the new hadn't quite been born yet, and that's where Llewyn finds himself. And he's trying to figure out what his authentic voice is. Or I think he knows what it is, but he's trying to figure out how to continue in this world that seems to not really want that anymore.
Oh, so that's extremely relatable to a lot of artists, I believe. Like, they want to stick to who they are and who they want, what they want to do, I believe.
Yeah. But if people aren't interested in what you do, what do you do?
Yeah.
And so there is that part in the movie. He sits down to take a crap and he looks over at the graffiti and it says, "What are you doing?" And
so
it's like,
that is a fear to his characters. That's what he's concerned about.
Yeah, what do you do? What you do? The guy that beats him up, he says, "That's what you do. What do you do?" And that's that kind of thing that's just echoing in his head. It's just reverberating. What are you doing, man? What are you doing?
So the entire time I was watching, you delivered a really powerful performance, and I was emotionally captivated the entire time. What do you hope for the audience to understand from your character? Is there anything that you want to get for them to get out of your performance? Or
No, you don't really. I don't really work that way. Where it's like I try to, the camera. The only thing the camera does is it sees. It doesn't judge at all. It doesn't, manipulate anything really. The camera itself just sees, and what it wants to see is someone seeing. It doesn't want to see someone presenting necessarily something. I think that's when and I think particularly with Llewyn's character, it was just about really feeling those feelings of frustration and hopelessness, and at the same time wanting so desperately to connect. And his only source of connection is his music. So I think if anything, there's this Bukowski poem called Bluebird. I don't know if you've read it before.
No,
It's basically the line is, "There's a bluebird in my heart that wants to get out, but I'm too tough for him. And I inhale cigarette smoke and pour whiskey on him." And it's that idea that he's this guy that's just shut off, but the only time he opens up and shows you that bluebird is when he plays his songs.
So, was it an enjoyable experience for you to work in such a musical film?
Yeah. It was absolutely amazing, and I was thrilled the whole time. Really, the acting feat is that I'm not smiling from ear to ear the whole time because it was just so much fun to do, and to be in New York and shoot it with Joel and Ethan, who are two of the funniest, most laid back, instinctual guys I've ever met.
Do you have any favorite folk songs or singer-songwriter songs that you've come across during the filming or afterwards that you would recommend to me?
Yeah, I mean, I fell in love with Dave Van Ronk, so I definitely would recommend you checking out any of Dave Van Ronk's stuff. He's got such a particular way of playing. He plays a guitar like ragtime piano, or you know, he says I should have been a piano player, but by the time I figured that out, I'd been playing guitar for too long. So, and then Karen Dalton, I found she's a very tragic story, but she amazing 12-string guitar player and such a beautiful and timeless voice.
I have one more question for you. What do you think happens to Llewyn beyond the film? Does he continue with what he loves and does he succeed in it? Or does he just find happiness in existing?
I don't know, man. Probably starts teaching guitar, maybe, in the village.
Awesome. Okay, well, thank you very much. It's really nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you
and
too.
really nice to see you on screen again. I hope you find all the successes.
Thanks, man.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, buddy.